Hello everyone, Studlord here, and while I'm not going to show you the money,
Show me the money!
I will show you the best discounts on LEGO this week for the UK, USA and EU. Timestamps below, but let's kick things off with the USA. Starting over at Amazon, quick mention for the Creator 3-in-1 Main Street set. This has got to be one of my absolute favourites. I just think it's a fantastic build. Lots of nice parts usage and good colours going on in this set. 30% off from a bunch of different sellers, so pretty good price, and certainly doesn't look out of place in a city lineup either. Then I want to give a quick shout out to the Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter. Obviously just a small little set, but it is the cheapest way to get the Mandalorian and Grogu. It's not a bad little ship either. Definitely swooshable, good fun to play with. 30% off, bearing in mind it's retiring this year. That's a good one to grab. And lastly for Amazon, a couple of Technic sets for those who like them. You've got the NASCAR and also Batmobile, both at 20% off and both fun, decent little builds to get your hands on. Not just if you're a Technic fan, obviously if you like Batman, we've got the new sets based on the animated series coming out later this summer. And obviously for everyone who is a fan of NASCAR, you've pretty much got to have this. It's an awesome little build. Then also in the Creator 3-in-1 theme, we have our colourful parrot. You can also make this into a fish or a frog. So it's a pretty cool build, and Walmart currently have a small discount off of it. I know not everybody is into Creator 3-in-1, but if you've been thinking about maybe trying one out, I do suggest this. I've got it on display and it does look really, really cool. So have a think about that one. Perhaps a little bit more interestingly though, we do have a discount off of the Taj Mahal over at Macy's. This has got to be one of the most impressive architecture sets that LEGO has ever done. Now, of course, we do have Notre Dame Cathedral coming out in June, and boy, am I looking forward to that one. I think that's very quickly going to become my new favourite. But for the time being, the Taj Mahal still has that particular crown. If you haven't got it already, I really don't think you'll be disappointed. It's such a beautiful build. Then Macy's also has some discounts off of a couple of Indiana Jones sets. The big one obviously being the Temple of the Golden Idol. Very iconic and filled with lots of play features, but I've got to say, I really do like the fighter plane. Perhaps it's because it's our minifig of Jones's father, of course played by Sean Connery, who also played James Bond, Miss Moneypenny. Anyway, I'll drop my terrible excuse for accents, but I do really like this set. Great minifigures, cool car, cool plane, really nice price. So those two are definitely up there for me. Alternatively, if you prefer Marvel, Macy's do have a small discount off of the Avengers Quinjet. We've obviously seen bigger discounts than this in the past before, but they have become less and less. It's obviously harder to find this particular set now. So if you have been waiting around, $15 off, that's certainly not bad. And if you haven't got it already, you're not going to be disappointed. This is actually a really good ship for both display and play. Decent little minifigure lineup as well, even though we've seen some of them elsewhere now too. But I'm quite a big fan of this set. Then over at Best Buy, there's a bunch of different clearance stuff. I've just picked this one as an example, the Lunar New Year Parade. Not going to be for everybody, but it's a pretty set. And there's plenty of other examples like this of things that are just sort of past the height of their popularity, but can now actually be grabbed at a decent discount. So just have a general look through. Two that I have picked out though, that are definitely worth considering is the Technic Lamborghini, which is such an experience to build. It does look really impressive once you do have it on display. But best of all is the Razor Crest, one of my absolute favourite sets, now with over $100 off. This is obviously still an expensive piece, but boy, that is a welcome discount, perhaps putting it in reach of a few more people than it has before. So if you haven't got this already, now is the time. Do not hesitate. This isn't going to be around that much longer, and you're not going to see much bigger discounts on it than this. So if you are a Mandalorian fan and you want the ultimate iconic piece, this is definitely going to be for you. So those are my picks for you in the States this week. Now let's head to the UK. Over here, I just want to kick things off with a couple of botanical sets. Amazon has 20% off the bouquet of roses, which is quite nice, but much better than that is the flower bouquet that is available currently at George or Asda, which is the British version of Walmart, and it is £37 at the moment. Retail on this one is normally $55, so that is a healthy discount to be grabbing. And as a big fan of the botanicals line, I can say I just think these look absolutely brilliant. Stick them in a vase or a vase, depending on where you're from. You're never going to have to worry about watering them, they're not going to wilt, and they're going to look great all year round. But what I'm far more impressed with this week is Argos. There are a bunch of sets available now with 10% off. The likes of Concorde, which I don't own, but I have been told by people that have built it that it's an absolutely incredible experience, and it certainly does look extremely impressive on display. Now obviously with any of these 10% off, you've got to weigh it up against the likes of Double Insider points when they come along. Currently though, there isn't anything like that, so just bear that in mind. There are some decent sets at the moment currently with this offer. For example, the Venator, absolutely massive set with a massive price tag. So grabbing 10% off of that or doing it as a pay and free, that could see you get this set. You've even got the new Ornithopter available on this discount. Bear in mind, obviously, Dune 2 is coming out, and whilst we may well see more sets from LEGO relating to it, this is always going to be the one that people are going to want to get their hands on. So, bearing in mind that it's still technically a fairly new set, getting a discount off of it is certainly welcome. And I think this is only going to get more and more popular. And there are quite a few more in this offer, but another one that I've picked out is the Republic gunship. Mixed reviews on this, some people love it, others hate it. It certainly has its flaws, but overall is an impressive piece. Lastly, at Argos, there is 20% off of Super Mario's Piranha Plant. Same discount we saw at John Lewis a couple of weeks back, but it is ended over there now. So if you missed out on that, now is your chance to get it over at Argos. Cool little set. I've said it before, I'll say it again, stick it alongside the botanicals. It looks absolutely hilarious. So not a bad price, to be honest, at retail. 20% off, definitely very welcome. And then if we head on over to Game, they've got a decent discount off of several sets, to be honest. I've sort of plucked out some of the space ones, the likes of our rocket launch pad or interstellar spaceship. Big price difference between the two, depending on your budget, but both a healthy discount off of the RRP. And they've still got a big discount off of a bunch of the fairly new sets, a lot of your Creator 3-in-1s, that sort of thing, but I have picked out Jurassic World's T-Rex Fossil Skull. I got this as soon as it was released. So unfortunately I did pay full price, but I'm not really sorry because actually it's something I wanted and it does look really awesome on display. But this, definitely a good price to pick this up at. And then last one for this week for the UK is a little bit of a strange one because Savvy Zavvy have got £30 off of the UCS R2-D2. Now obviously we've just had the new smaller version of this be released, available on pre-order, coming out in a couple of days' time officially. Because of that, I think we're going to see some stronger discounts after this. I could be wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But I would actually say possibly hold out on this. I think we're going to see bigger discounts now that that other set has come out. So have a think about that one. Time to head on over to the EU. For yourselves, starting at Amazon, there's a big discount off of a couple of the architecture sets, namely the Pyramid of Giza and also the Singapore Skyline, being 25% and 26% off. And there's also discounts around the 20% mark on the other architecture sets as well. So it's not just limited to these two, so if you're missing any, go and check those out. Decent discount at the moment. Then you also have a discount still off of the Dune Ornithopter, 16%, which is better than the 10 the UK currently has. And as I mentioned, with that second film coming out, I can only see this growing in popularity, so I really wouldn't hesitate. I would get this while you can. Likewise, actually, with Star Wars Chewbacca. I've mentioned this before. I know it's not everybody's favourite. It's certainly not mine, because it does look a bit weird. But you know what? With the new R2-D2 that's come out, and the buildable C-3PO that's coming out later this year, it actually looks pretty good when you put it next to them. So I really feel this is going to be overlooked. Don't forget, LEGO is now retiring it this year because it's done so poorly in sales. At a big discount like this, I would certainly give it a think. Like I say, it's going to look good alongside that buildable R2 and C-3PO. Then if we head on over to Intertoys, there's a big discount off of a bunch of sets in the Friends range. I've just grabbed this one because I actually think this is a pretty good looking set, and it is of course a flower shop. What GWP are we getting next month from LEGO? It's a flower shop, Houses of the World flower shop. So this would tie in actually quite nicely. And yeah, good saving. I just think some of the Friends lineup obviously can look a lot more juniorized than others, can have just too many colours that are clashing, but others, I think they really nail it. Even if you're not a fan of mini dolls, you can obviously lose those and just put this on display with minifigs in your city setup and it's not going to look out of place. It's a really good looking thing. And speaking of LEGO City, Downtown, now on discount for yourselves as well over there in the EU on Intertoys. One of the most impressive city sets that we've seen in quite a long time and such a fantastic minifigure lineup. Brilliant build, retiring this year. Don't miss out on one of your last chances to grab it at a discount. Alternatively, if you want a newer city set, the space theme is obviously extremely popular this year and our space station, €15 off. That's certainly not bad for a really cool looking little set. So it's good to see that off of one that's actually quite new. And you know what? I would actually pair it up with this one. The 3-in-1 Crater Space Roller Coaster. Massively underrated in my opinion. This just looks brilliant when you've got it on display. Fantastic for play as well. And €20 off, bringing it below that €100 price point. That's definitely welcome, because actually this is a really fantastic set. Looks good, plays well, and obviously fits right in with the space theme that LEGO's going heavy on this year. So I just can't see how you can be disappointed with this set. Give it a try. But that brings us to the end. Just a quick video this week with some of the top picks, as I've got quite a few other videos to film. Got some exciting stuff coming out over the next few days and next week. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.